Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Saturday, August 26, 2023, and I'm going live on my podcast, JBLUE Radio, The JBLUE Show, and I have a special guest with me today, rapper Kurrupt from South Dakota. How you doing today, boss?
I'm doing blessed, doing big things, homie.
Great. Tell us about yourself, man. What's going on with your life? You know, I know that you were based out of South Dakota. Where at in South Dakota?
I was living in Rapid City, South Dakota, but I ended up today moving back to my hometown, Mobridge. I'm doing it real big for Mobridge, South Dakota, representing.
Congratulations. So you just moved back to your hometown. Okay, gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. Congratulations. Okay, I just ran across an article today. This is on Headliner.app, and I found this article. It was published 2 days ago, and it's about correctional officers attacked at state penitentiary. So I wanted to go over this with you and get some feedback. And anybody that wants to leave any feedback, please feel free to leave comments in this comment section. Okay, so Kurrupt, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so rapper Kurrupt, check this out, man. We got correctional officers attacked at the state penitentiary. It says Sioux Falls SD Kilo. Okay, 2 correctional officers at the South Dakota State Penitentiary were attacked by 2 inmates Thursday morning, according to Attorney General Office. Okay, so the South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation is investigating the attack, and South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley will prosecute the case. There are no details on the condition of the officer. Jackley told Keloland News a second correctional officer was hurt when responding to the attack that happened in the unit of the Jameson Prison Annex. That's Jameson Prison Annex. Jackley said 2 inmates, Lester M. Monroe and Kyle L. Jones, will face charges of attempted murder and aggravated assault of a law enforcement officer. So it shows the guy here, South Dakota Department of Corrections. His number is 38955, Monroe Lester. Okay, so it says the Sioux Falls Police Department called log list an assault call at North Drive and First Avenue at 8:33 a.m. Thursday. This was a violent incident where officers were assaulted, Jackley said in a news release. Department of Corrections staff responded quickly and took control of the situation. My thoughts and prayers are with the officers and their families. Monroe, which is 48, is serving time for simply assault on law enforcement out of Manhehaha County and for a stolen vehicle in Bennett County. Kyle Jones, 30, is serving time for first-degree manslaughter, eluding a police officer and drug use in Minnehaha County. This is an isolated incident. It began with 2 inmates attacking a correctional officer. The second correctional officer that came to the other correctional officer's aid was also assaulted. Correctional officers responded rapidly. Swiftly, they gained quick control of the situation, and they did what they needed to do their best to preserve the situation and protect the officers, Jackley said. So it says Jackley declined to answer if any weapons were involved. Declined if any weapons were involved. In June, the state reported 786 male inmates at the state penitentiary, 479 at the Jameson Annex, and 200 at the Sioux Falls Minimum Center. The design capacity for the state pen is 426, and the operational capacity is listed at 837. So we're almost done here. We got a few more sentences. It says, state lawmakers have approved funding for the construction of a new men's prison. state lawmakers have approved funding for the construction of a new men's prison. Wow. The state penitentiary is more than 140 years old and was built in 1881. All right. All right. And then a little bit more here. This is the last two paragraphs. It says Secretary of Corrections Kelly Wasco told state lawmakers in February 2 100-plus page reports done by DLR Group and CGL on South Dakota's aging prison system highlighted issues with overcrowding. It's unsafe and it's inefficient to staff, Wasco said on February 22nd. It's got the highest vacancy rate and the highest overtime and double time expenses as well. Wasco also said there's been $30 million spent on maintenance and repair at the state pen since fiscal year 2013. And last but not least, it says two inmates confessed to killing correctional officer Ronald R.J. Johnson during a failed escape at the South Dakota State Penitentiary in April 2011. Eric Robert was executed in October 2012. The state executed Rodney Berget for his role in Johnson's death in October 2018. This is a developing story. Stay with Kilo Land News for more updates online and on air. Okay, that's it, everybody. So, Mr. Kurrupt, the guru.
Yes, sir.
What was your reaction to?
Repeat yourself again.
What's your reaction to the story about the correctional officers, being attacked at the state penitentiary? And
well, see, I was incarcerated when those two inmates ended up killing Ronald Johnson. Rodney Berget was my next door neighbor in the state pen, and he was a real creepy guy. Now, as for the two officers getting assaulted, a lot of those officers will lie and say they got assaulted, but they assault the inmates first, and the inmates are just protecting themselves. That happens a lot in the state pen, a lot.
Right. And have you been to the state pen before?
Yeah, I spent 6 years in the state pen.
You spent 6 years in the state pen, so you know all about this stuff here. Okay. And
I was there from 2010 till 2016, and then I got out for a year and went to the feds from 2018 through 2022.
Wow. Okay, so you were born in South Dakota?
No, I was born in Amarillo, Texas.
Okay, so you moved to South Dakota, and
when I was like 6 weeks old.
6 weeks old. So is South Dakota your upbringing?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you manage to make it in South Dakota? I mean, like, how did you make it to be 30? What are you, 30? 37, 30?
33.
How did you make it out of South Dakota to 33 years old? I mean, this sounds pretty crazy and rough down there. What's going on? How did you do it?
South Dakota's pretty quiet. It's mostly all suburbs, really. I mean, a couple of cities are really rough, like Rapid City, because I just came from basically the hood in Rapid City, where women were getting kidnapped every night. Women can't walk alone at night in the area I was living in. It was pretty rough. But I just, by the grace of God, I've just been protected. I just haven't, and a lot of people like me. I'm a really likable guy, so that's pretty much how I just live my life, just day by day.
What made you?
Paycheck by paycheck.
Okay. So a little bit back to the story about the officers getting attacked. So, I mean, like, this kind of stuff happens all the time in South Dakota, like just, correctional officers, are just steadily getting jumped on, or,
Well, not really. I mean, they a lot of the times it's the cops messing with the inmates, beating the inmates up for stuff, and then they claim the victim and claim that they got beat up when it's the inmate just fighting back. That happens a lot.
Okay. That's what's up. So now you're a rapper, and I know you got rap fame. So for everybody that don't know, check out King Kurrupt on Rap Fame. That's rapfame.app/user/King Kurrupt. All right, that's the website. That's rapfame.app/user/King Kurrupt. King Kurrupt, y'all. Check that out. Also, y'all can check out
Remember, you gotta tell them how to spell it though. It's spelled Kurrupt.
I'm gonna go over that right now. So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, everybody check out Kurrupt the Guru. That's KurruptDaguru. Check out Kurrupt the Guru on Rap Fame. You'll see the West Coast Mafia on his page. There's rapfame.app/user/Kurrupt the Guru, as in KurruptDaguru. Okay, but now check out King Kurrupt, because Kurrupt the Guru's Rap Fame account, he has no access to his old account. So I want everybody to go to rapfame.app/King Kurrupt. That's KingKurrupt. King Kurrupt. Rap Fame. Check that out. Okay. Mr. Kurrupt, tell us about your new album, or your upcoming album that you're working on. I noticed that you have been publishing tracks with open verses. Tell us a little bit about your new album, and tell us about your new single, Flatline.
Okay, so my new album is called Certified Killer Shit. And the reason why I call it Certified Killer Shit is meaning that my music is killer. I'm a metaphor rapper. I like rapping in metaphors and telling stories. Now, my album, my style is kind of like a mixture between Extension, Juice WRLD, and the Insane Clown Posse. But I normally rap about love and real life stuff. Like, one of my two best songs that I have on the album are Memories and Rise Above the Chains. Now, Memories is a song talking about your memories in your past always coming back to haunt you. I make a statement in the song where I say that most people don't even know what it means most people don't even really know what it means to move past your past to the future till you're sitting in prison, and the future is the only thing that you have to hope for. But like I said in the beginning, sometimes that hope for the future is like rubbing a genie that never pops out. Because as you sit behind walls, you live in your past, and you look towards your future. And the future is just a hope and dream because you're doing time. And then Rise Above the Chains is a storytelling rap song written about me being stuck in my addictions and overcoming those addictions when I met my fiance, Jennifer Mestes. When I met Jennifer Mestes, she saved me. We overcome our addictions, and now we're sober. So there's other songs on there, like I got a song called Traumatized, and it's talking about being traumatized by my ex. Then I have 3 songs I wrote for my fiance, Crazy in Love, I Don't Need a Bad Bitch, and I Don't Need a Bad Bitch is basically like a lot of men want to find the bad chick, the bad bitch, right? I said, why have a bad bitch when I got you?
Uh-huh.
Then there's Flatline. Now, Flatline I'm very impressed with. So Flatline is also a storytelling rap song. It basically starts off at the beginning of the verse telling the beginning of the day of the drug addict. And as he goes throughout his day doing his things to get high, and at the end of the verse, he dies. So thus comes in Flatline. And I'm working on another track right now called I Hate Myself. I'm doing that with another artist on my rap crew, the Loyal Joker family, named Bird's Nest. And then I have another song called Into the Darkness. And Into the Darkness is about a guy praying to the devil because he's given up on God, but instead of the devil answering back, an angel does. Plus, I'm working on a song with my mother based off the prayer, Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. My mother's going to sing the chorus, and I'm going to rap the verse. And as soon as those last 3 songs that I mentioned, I Hate Myself, I Hate Myself, You remember what I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah.
I got a little toothed up. I smoked some good old weed today. So.
No, that sounds amazing, man. That's really cool. I like the track listing. I like the reasoning and aspirations of why you're writing these tracks, and I like the story and the angle of these concepts. So it sounds a lot like everybody lately has been writing and doing songs, that relates to prayer and to dying and coming back, talking about their pain, and things like that. And I've been hearing a lot of that lately. And so I'm not surprised that that's been very trendy. What do you think of the artists out of South Dakota? I noticed that there's not too many, or I think there's not too many rappers out of South Dakota. What's your reaction to that? And what artists do you look up to out of South Dakota?
I don't really know any South Dakota rappers, really. I mean, the only ones that I really know are just kind of like people that I hang out with, really. And I mean, I guess if I'd have to say one South Dakota rapper, I don't think anyone's ever really heard of him, but he was my guidance counselor when I was in juvenile lockup, and his name is Fat Cat. He's from Aberdeen, South Dakota. I guess that's who I'd probably have to pick as a South Dakota rapper, or my best friend, Malibu J. Hawkins. You all should check his music out, too. You could just type in that and in Spotify, all that. Malibu J. Hawkins, M-A-L, or how do you spell Malibu? Or however you would spell Malibu, and then J-A-Y, Hawkins, H. Hawkins. I'm a horrible speller. But yeah, Malibu J. Hawkins. Actually, he would be the one that I would look up to because he's the one who first started getting me rapping back in 2004.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one who got me rapping.
Who's got you rapping in 2004? Again, say that one more time.
Malibu J. Hawkins.
Malibu J. Hawkins. Guys, Kurrupt the Guru rapping since 2004. And you're 33 years old, is that correct? Or you said 30, 33?
Yes, sir. Yep, 33. July 13th, I turned 33 years old.
You just turned 33 years old, July 13th.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. I think I said happy birthday to you already, but happy late birthday in case I never said happy birthday.
Absolutely. You did.
Okay, man. You know what? We still have about 12 more minutes. Is that okay? If we can continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so check this out, man. So we got a guy out of South Dakota named Blacklight District. He's a American rock music artist, raised in Indiana, and moved to Spearfish, South Dakota at a young age. Has anyone ever said that you look like him with the sunglasses?
No. No, I've never even heard of him before.
Well, he's 33 years old, and he was born June 9th, 1990, in Indiana, United States. And he's also known as Blacklight District, but his name is Kyle, and his last name is Pfeiffer. Kyle Pfeiffer, also known as Kyle Pfeiffer, also known as Blacklight District. He's I just thought that when I looked at him, I thought a lot of people would probably have said the same thing or asked you, do you get that a lot? Does it? Because I look at him and he kind of, you guys like you should look him up, man. You guys kind of look alike.
You definitely might look him up, try to do some music with him.
Blacklight District, yeah, man. But yeah, you're right, man. I haven't seen very many rappers out of South Dakota, maybe North Dakota. I think I've seen a list of that. I think I've seen a list of rappers from South Dakota too, but they weren't really listed easy to find, but there is another thing I want to bring up. So, what made you decide to start rapping?
So my friend Malibu, I just kind of looked up to him, and he, growing up, I would wear a lot of baggy clothes, fitted hats, and everyone would call me, they'd say I was a wigger, and he was kind of the same way, so I was just another white guy that dressed like me and acted like me, and I just kind of really looked up to him, and he would always be doing music. I'd go over there and smoke weed with him all the time, and he'd be playing his music, and I was like, man, you should write me a song, bro, and he says, why not? Why don't you just do it? And then I was like, all right. And he started ghostwriting for me. And he's the one who gave me the advice to just start to freestyle, just start rapping. Even if it doesn't make any sense, just keep doing it because you'll get better and better at it. And I did the similar thing with my friend Bryce Houchkins. And I would just tell him, just speak your emotions out on this beat. Just talk on the beat. It don't matter if it rhymes. It don't matter if it makes any sense. Just do it. And he would do it. And 3 years later, the dude's a better rapper than I am.
Wow. How did you come up with I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, I was going to say, that's exactly what happened with Malibu. Malibu taught me how to rap, and I ended up becoming better than him.
Really? So, let me ask you something. How did you come up with the name Kurrupt the Guru, and why?
Okay, so originally, when I was on the run for bank robbery in 2017, I was in my tent and I created an alter ego named Kurrupt the Clown, and he was a killer clown, right? Okay, and I was really heavily involved in the ICP movement. I'm a juggalo. To all my juggalos out there, whoop whoop, much mother-loving wicked clown love. And I was going by Kurrupt the Clown, the Juggalo Guru. And what I would do is I'd go around and I would preach love and kindness and basically like being a hippie and clown paint. I made up a story about how Kurrupted gave his life to God and stopped killing people and started living as the Juggalo Guru, the big old man. Here's his voice. I'm going to give you an example. Well, I just wanted to tell you, man, you try living in this guy's head. Oh, boy. So that's the voice I use for this character. Uh-huh. And so instead of calling myself Kurrupt the Clown, the Juggalo Guru, I shortened it to Kurrupt the Guru. Now, the second reason why I call myself Kurrupt the Guru is I corrupt everything I touch, meaning everything I do, I make it for myself. I took over rap fame, started just slaughtering people in battles. Right? Okay. If I ever get into industry and start my own production company, I'm going to go 50-50 with my artists because I'm corrupting the industry. When you think of a guru, you think of like Jim Jones or Charles Manson. Well, I've corrupted the guru, and instead of serving Satan, I'm serving God. When evil switches sides. I used to be a devil worshiper, and now I worship God. So thus, Kurrupt the Guru.
Okay. Interesting. I respect that. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's dope as fuck.
Yes, sir.
So, do you want to start a production company? Do you want to start a label, or are you just,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be starting my own social media network. To all the people listening, be on the lookout for Music Space Media. It's a brand new social media website that is not only for music. You can do modeling, you can sell poetry, you can sell books. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to corner the fuck out this market, and I'm going to become a trillionaire, and I'm going to rip off half the people in the industry because I'm going to knock Facebook, Twitter, and all those accounts off for one reason and one reason only. I ain't censoring no one.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yep.
Okay. So you are you've already been to the penitentiary and you've already served time, and you know
yes.
Some of these guys that are part of this story that was published on the Headliner.app from a couple days ago, and this is nothing new to you.
No, see, I knew Rodney Berget, and I didn't know the other guy that was involved, but Rodney Berget was my neighbor in the state pen for years. I lived next to him. I was in the state pen when he killed R.J. Johnson. It was weird because me and my cellie were sitting there watching TV, and this bird landed on the window, and my cellie looks over at me. He goes, "That means somebody just died." And then all of a sudden, we just hear the little alarms go off, and they all go running towards the Pheasant Land Industry. Because what they did is the Pheasant Land Industry is where they make the license plates and the laundry and stuff over there. RJ was the guard that was doing security by the metal detector, and what they did is they hit him in the head with a lead pipe and put a bag over his head. The other guy, not Rodney, the other guy took RJ's uniform and put it on, and Rodney crawled in a laundry basket, covered up those stuff in there, and then Rodney pushed him towards the gate where the semis come in, and they got halfway through it, and there was a security question that each guard was supposed to answer before they could leave out. Well, they didn't know it, so they tried to jump over the next fence, and then they were subdued, and thus they went on to death row.
Wow. So was that a horrible experience for you, or like how did you balance that out?
Nah, I wasn't really. I mean, I was just more ticked off that we had to freaking sit on lockdown for a month and a half. I mean, RJ was a really nice police officer, though. Like, our correction officer, not police officer. He was really kind. He never was mean. Like a lot of us, when our door would pop to go do something, we'd wander around on the tiers or run up to another tier. And when we would get caught on another tier, we'd get a write-up. Well, Rodney never wrote anybody up. He would just do his rounds, and he'd say hi to everybody, and he was a very kind, loving guy. I was sad that he died, but I mean, I wouldn't say it traumatized me. What traumatized me is when I was in federal prison during COVID lockdown. I was locked in a cell with a man for an entire year, and the second the doors popped, when it lifted, they stabbed him up 17 times, and his blood splashed all over my face, and I couldn't do a thing about it.
Wow.
That's what traumatized me. Yeah, that traumatized me, because I had to watch a dude that I called a friend die right in front of me over K2.
And this happened...
Over a $20 K2 debt.
And this happened in the Jameson prison annex.
No. That happened in federal prison.
Federal prison.
When I was in state pen, everything was just like, our state pen here in South Dakota is what I would say soft as fuck.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's not really like that. Like, that's why I was saying these cops that wink got assaulted, it's probably not even the truth at all. They were probably beating up the inmates, and the inmates attacked them, and they got hurt. They like to lie and exaggerate things. The medical in our state pen is so horrific. This dude's appendix burst, and he pushed his button, and the COs wouldn't do anything about it, and that man died in his cell that night.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how horrible the medical is in the state pen. Just absolute horrific. You'll go to sick call, which is where you go to medical. You'll see the doctor, and he'll prescribe you ibuprofen that you have to buy yourself. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I got an active lawsuit on the state pen as it is right now for my irritable bowel syndrome. No, that's in the feds. And the feds is where I got the lawsuit. But I developed irritable bowel syndrome when you commit a federal offense, you sit in the state pen after your sentence until the marshals come to get you. Well, when I went into the state pen in 2018 again, this would be for my third time, because I went out on parole twice and violated. When I came back, the third time was when I was going to the feds, is where I developed irritable bowel syndrome. Then when I got into the feds, I was on medication, and the federal government, or the feds, took me off the med, and I was like literally shitting my pants. And they forced me to take those pills that they basically, I had irritable bowel syndrome diarrhea. They basically forced me to take a pill that gives you diarrhea.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got a lawsuit on them for that one.
Okay. And how's that working out for you?
Horrible.
Okay.
You can't beat them.
Yeah.
It's active. That's all. I got two lawsuits. I got also when I was in Sheridan, Oregon, I was placed in a cell with two white supremacists, and they beat me and my cellie almost to death. So I got a negligent lawsuit against Sheridan, Oregon's Federal Correction Institute. For that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And that happens.
Well, I hope that justice is served for you, Kurrupt the Guru, and I hope that South Dakota becomes a safer place and becomes safer in the facilities of the state and federal penitentiaries and correctional facilities. I think it's just horrible that these correctional officers are attacking inmates, and then inmates defend themselves, and now inmates are, catching these, crimes, or charges, catching these charges and getting served, these, all this time. Like now we got two guys. You said you knew Kyle L. Jones and Lester M. Monroe. You knew one of them, or just?
No. I didn't know the two newest ones. No, I just knew Rodney Berget from the 2011 incident.
Okay. Well, yeah. But yeah, it looks like these guys are facing, attempted murder and aggravated assault on law enforcement officers. Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, you're listening to what you're saying. It sounds like the officers provoked them to do something, and now, this is happening. And so, well, I'm really glad.
Inmates just don't randomly. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Because inmates don't, in South Dakota Penn, inmates don't normally attack guards. That rarely ever happens. Even in Jameson, which is the max, even there, it's very rare that an officer gets assaulted. There's a lot of inmate on inmate fights, but it's very rare that an officer is assaulted. Now, this could have been maybe they were trying to escape. I don't know for what reason, because obviously I wasn't there. But personally, I believe that it's bullshit and that those cops were probably beating the inmates up, because I've seen that with my own eyes multiple times. And there was a similar event that happened in 2012 where that happened, where the cop was the one that instigated the fight in the first place, and it was the same way. The inmates beat them up. See, the way these COs do it is they'll fight you. They'll take their walkie off and their everything and step in the cell with you and fight. But if you beat them up, they do what these other officers are saying they're doing. But if they beat you up, then there's nothing there. Nothing said. Assault never happened, and that's just the way it is. That's why a lot of these inmates won't fight them correctional officers, because they do them dirty like that.
How do you feel about Eric Robert getting executed on October 12th? He's the guy who was responsible for Ronald R.J. Johnson's death.
I knew him. I knew that dude. He was creepy. See, I was a devil worshiper back then, and me and him did a lot of devil worshiping stuff together. That dude was a sick dude. That dude was very, 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 very sick in the head and very demented. So I'm glad he's burning in hell. He's with his God, Satan.
So are you referring to Eric Robert or Ronald R.J. Johnson?
I feel horrible about what happened to RJ, but fucking what's his name?
Eric Robert?
Nah,
Eric Robert, you don't care. You don't.
Oh, no. I didn't know Eric Robert. I knew the other one.
Okay.
Rodney Berget. I forget to pronounce his damn name. Berget.
Oh, no.
How you say it.
Oh, yeah, you're right, too. Let me go ahead and just read this one more time. It says let's see here. It says, 2 inmates confessed to killing correctional officer Ronald R.J. Johnson during a failed escape attempted at the South Dakota State Penitentiary in April 2011. Eric Robert was executed in October 2012. The state executed Rodney Berget for his role in Johnson's death in October 2018. Okay, so you knew Rodney Berget.
Yes, he was a fellow devil worshiper with me. Like I said, he was my neighbor. I didn't know the other guy at all. Like, he was from what I was told from other inmates, he was just a real quiet guy. They were just plotting on it. Because Rodney, like I said, me and Berget, we spent a lot of time together because we were the only 2 Satanists on the tier. So I would always go into his cell and do satanic rituals with him. So the dude was sick in the head. He was a very, very disturbed person. I never really liked him, but he was the only other person that I could practice Satanism with at the time.
Yeah.
You know, because while he was on death row, he filed a lawsuit to get a satanic Bible and all that. Because what we were doing is his I think it was his wife or his sister was printing off pages of the satanic Bible like on a copy machine and sending it to him in the mail. That's how we were doing our satanic rituals. And he like had took a sheet from the laundry room and drew a pentacle on it to make an altar. He had one of the mugs sold on commissary for the goblet. We just made our own makeshift altar, and I would go over there with him whenever I had the chance to do satanic rituals. And he would sit there. He was writing this sick, twisted, demented book. I always wondered what happened with that book, but he had this like sick, twisted serial killer book where he was talking about ripping intestines out of people and everything. The dude was disturbing.
Okay, that's crazy, man. It sounds like a nutcase.
Definitely.
Okay, so we went over 30 minutes here, but I'm gonna tell you what, man. I got nothing but time. Go ahead and tell us where we can find you on social media and where can we find your music.
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook at KURRUPTD. Hold on, I gotta see. I think it's a capital DA because my other Facebook got hacked. I lost contact that one, and I used both names. So hold on 1 second, so I can give you the correct spelling, and then I'll give you the YouTube. Okay, so it's capital KURRUPT, capital D, capital A. What's that little? That's like the comma at the top. What's that called?
I don't know how to say that word. I know what you're talking about. You don't have to include that. Comma. You don't have to include that on Facebook. Just Kurrupt the Guru is fine.
Okay. Yeah, capital D, capital A, that sign I just mentioned, capital GURU, Kurrupt the Guru. Now, as my YouTube, that's where I really need to get the views because Courtney Berget, shout out to you, Courtney B. If you're listening out there, man, I love you, bro. Thank you for taking the time. But Courtney B says I need to get a bunch of more views on my YouTube so he can get me signed to the record company that he works for, but I've been having troubles getting that.
Okay,
let me get to YouTube because I gotta get you the right.
I think it's called. I think it's called Cody Managed, right? Or Cody. I
changed it.
Oh, you changed your channel?
Yeah, I changed the whatever you call that. Okay, hold on.
YouTube channel.
All right, my YouTube is at KURRUPT. What's that slash that's on the bottom?
Underscore.
Underscore DAGURU. And that's my YouTube channel right there. @ KURRUPT _DAGURU.
Thanks, man.
And you can find me on Spotify and Reverb Nation under Kurrupt the Guru. I don't have the total updates. You can go on BandLab, and on BandLab on my wall, I have posted my album. It's not the full album because I still have to do those 3 songs, but the same thing is at KURRUPTDAGURU, and that's on BandLab, and you can actually access my album on there. I'm not for sure how they would do it. Do you know how they do that?
I don't know how they do that, but I like to add one thing. I like how you're posting the album with the open verses, and I've been checking them out. And so I've been noticing a lot of artists have been posting their albums or mixtapes, and they have open verses. And I've noticed that people have been sharing their mixtapes with open verses freely now. You know, it used to be a time where, you know, they wouldn't even share it until the song was actually complete. But now people are sharing it and they're letting people listen to it because there's an open verse on it, but they're actually leaking the song before it's actually done. So it's like, you know, it's crazy how, I mean, that's new to me how the way that the system works now, you know, in the music industry. But what do you think about the new feature on Rap Fame? You know, now that now Rap Fame allowed it to where you can collab on the same track.
Yeah, I love that. Because the way they were doing the collaborations before was lame. And I really like it because I started my own crew, Loyal Joker Family. That's always been a dream. Like, when I was a little kid, I wanted to make that into a gang. I wanted to make a gang called the Loyal Joker Family. But instead, I'm creating an army of official crew killers. That's how I did it. And I'm training these rappers. I've got 3 rappers on there that are damn near close to being mainstream rappers. Bird's Nest and Daddy Rain. Daddy Rain's a friend of mine. And I can't remember the other guy's name. But we're creating an army, you know, and we're going to be doing a cipher on there. And I like that we can make that cipher. That shit's amazing, you know, because I've hated how they did the collabs on Rap Fame because it was just kind of dumb. Like, it'd be the same as a rap battle. And it's not really a collaboration because it doesn't sound like a collaboration song at all. It just sounds like 2 different songs playing back to back. And that was weird. I do like how they set it up now.
I think what's really cool is after you complete the collab, everybody gets to download the MP3, MP4 file, and everybody gets the collab on their page. I mean, you can have 10. You can have 10 people on it, and then everybody gets the collab on their page. It even opens up a group collab chat where you could chat in the room.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was going to say, you want to know the funny thing is? You know why they changed that collab thing? Daddy Rain, the dude in my crew, he messaged Rap Fame Official and gave them the recommendation, and they gave him a premium for a year, and then 2 weeks later, collab came out. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. My crew member, Daddy Rain, is the reason why they did that. They gave him a year of premium for it. And that's why they have the collaboration.
That's excellent.
Hell yeah.
So when are you going to go back into battling, Mr. Kurrupt, the Guru?
As soon as my album is finished. But I'm putting out a diss on Rotten Legend probably tomorrow.
Okay. That's good to hear. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight. We got some more series and episodes coming up with Kurrupt the Guru. Don't worry. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back after these messages. But that's it for the correctional officers attacked at State Penitentiary in South Dakota. And that's it for the news on Kurrupt the Guru's upcoming album featuring the hit single Flatline. And thanks again for listening to this podcast. Listening to this episode on my podcast, DJ Blue Radio, the J Blue Show. And you guys, everyone have a wonderful night. We are out.
God bless.
Peace.